Hey everybody, it's your boy PV back with another video. Today it's gonna be a different type of video. Instead of like really playing anything, I just kind of just want to sit here and talk about this game mode in this latest update, this 0.75 update. There's a lot of criticism about this update, and I think it warrants some of it. Maybe not like all the hate that I've seen about it. Like in their Discord, there were so many people trashing it. Um, but honestly, I think it was a decent idea. I think it's just the execution that kind of flopped. Not in a way that like the game mode didn't work or it wasn't like really that great. It more so in like the execution of only being like an only multiplayer type of thing. Um, and the reason why I personally, I my take on the update is it's a decent update, but I feel like they could have done better in a way of making this game mode like having two different versions of it. Like if there was like a multiplayer one, like there is, like you're forced into a 4-player multiplayer, which makes it very teammate reliant. As you can see, one of my teammates haven't even loaded in yet, so yeah. And like it's kind of just one of those things where it's very teammate reliant. So even if like I have to take the regen lane simply because a lot of other people's units can't even handle the regen lane, because like whether they don't have guts or they simply just struggle with it, or if you have bad RNG with like your teammates, it can take like 4 or 5 minutes per run. If you have really good RNG with your teammates, it can take like under 2 minutes. It's just very teammate reliant, and I think the main issue with that is if one person leaves, the whole game mode shot. Like you have to leave, find another group of four. It's just kind of just poorly designed, I would say, in the sense of that it's forced multiplayer. I know they said like they were trying to do something unique and different, and like they probably failed at it. But I feel like if the game mode had like two separate game modes, because like they clearly want to embrace like multiplayer. Like right here, you can see my teammate's not really doing too great, so we're gonna be here a while if he can even beat it, which then we'll end up losing. But if they had like two separate game modes where it was like a single player version and a multiplayer version, they clearly with this update wanted to like incorporate multiplayer play and like incentivize it, or not incentivize it, but be like a focus, right? So I feel like if they would have done it in a way where it incentivized multiplayer rather than forced it, like if there were two different modes, like one a single player, one a multiplayer, if like the single player had like before, like when they dropped the update at first, it was like 150 pity for Boros and a 0.75% chance for the unit. I feel like if the single player version had the 0.75% and the 150 pity, um, and gave you like one coin, then the multiplayer version had like the 1%, the 100 pity, and 2 coins, like kind of like incentivized the multiplayer, rather than like forced you into it. I feel like that would have been a way better execution than what we got, and that a lot of people wouldn't have uh had such a negative experience with the game mode. I feel like if it like yeah, if it just incentivized it rather than forced it, and like as you see we lose because like my teammate wasn't good enough, so then I have to leave and find a new lobby. Like it's kind of like the whole point of this update. It feels like I'm more like I load up into this game and I load into the event, and I just have to continue losing and losing and losing until I finally find a group. And then if I find a group that can actually win, I'd be lucky if one person doesn't leave. Um, and now I don't want to say anything too negative. Like I don't know, I've already been talking now, but I want to say like only negative. Like because as you can see, like I have both the units. I have Garo, I have Boros. I have them evoed. I have traits on them. Not the best traits simply because I'm not using the characters. I'm still using the other team because honestly, I like this team better. I like this team better than, using the new units. But I feel like if they had two separate versions of the game mode, as I said, like one single player where it was like it would take you longer to farm for the units and like the currency, and then if it had like the multiplayer that gave you more currency, a higher drop chance, less pity, right? And like incentivize the multiplayer because they clearly want multiplayer to be a focus. I feel like this update could have gone way better than it did. Um, I will say I'm personally not a fan of the units either. Like they kind of just don't feel too great. If you take this team that I have into the regen lane of the update, it clears it faster than if I like took out Falcon and took out Aizen. If I put in Garo and Baras, it would clear, like this team clears it way faster than the other team does with the new units. Like the new units in the team like takes way longer for some reason. I don't know. I think Aizen is just a better tank than Garo is. So I personally just like this team more because I like Falcon's regen, like his Yen generation. Um as well, simply because the yen economy in this game is just like I don't even have this maxed out because getting gold is like so hard. And like yes, I can grind for it. Yes, I can spend my 35k gems, but you know I just passively upgrade these whenever. So you know, um, but ultimately I do want to say it is a like decent update. Like I liked the idea. Like if we had this event where it was single player and you had to fight like each of the bosses like individually, like say hold up. All right, so like as I was saying, so like if the single player version had it to where you fought like the invisible guy and then the hex guy and then the metallic guy and then the regen guy and then the final boss, kind of how like the Shenron raid is where you have to destroy the 3 Dragon Balls and then you fight Shenron. If they did kind of like that with this game mode for like if they did it like in 2 different versions, like for a single player mode, I feel like that would have been so much better than just this forced 4 player mode. Like and like even if they were doing it single player, like they could just like half the health bars, like turn this into like 1.8 mil and these into like 2.7, and then the main boss like 14 mil, right? Since you would be like solo. Like I feel like yes, it would take longer. But I feel like that's what the quote unquote punishment should be for choosing to play solo, like the lower drop chance rate, the longer pity, the longer stages, like because like obviously they wanted to want you to do multiplayer, right? So if they would have just incentivized the multiplayer by making it like say you run the stage solo, it takes like 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, you know, but then you ran at multiplayer, it'd take you 3 minutes and you got a higher drop chance, you got more currency, you got less of a pity to have to do. I feel like that would have been a way better execution and a way um it would have been received a lot better than what we got, right? I personally think that obviously they already said in future updates that they are going to focus on even if they do want you to play multiplayer, they will incorporate solo into it, because you know obviously a lot of people were upset that there was no solo version of this mode. So I assume they're going to make solo modes whenever they make multiplayer modes, or make everything just soloable. But I feel like honestly this update isn't as bad as of a lot of people feel like it is. It's just it's more unfortunate than it is like quote unquote bad. um, but yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to vent a little bit because I do like this game mode. I like playing it. Basically, if I'm not recording like a video for the channel, I'm AFKing this game simply because I do really enjoy this game. I just, you know, it's sad to see people hate on it, and like obviously I understand why. I was also kind of like bummed that there is no solo because like I said, it's like you lose, it feels like you lose more often than you win in this game mode simply because of like the heavy reliance on teammates. But at the end of the day, it's still enjoyable. It was enough to, you know, it's enough to keep me invested in the game mode, so I'm not too upset about it. But yeah, I just wanted to rant a little bit about this game mode. That'll be it for this one. I'll see you guys in whatever I decide to play next. Peace.